Everyone, what's going on? It's your boy Brandon from Audio Addiction. I have not done a live one in a little bit. Most of the stuff I've been doing live has been more K-pop stuff on Twitch. So if you do like that type of music, come join for those. Those are incredibly fun to do. But I have been waiting to do this one because your boy has been very busy behind the scenes. But I knew I wanted to do this one live, and ironically enough, I will be having Fauxtrot on a little later tonight to do an interview that will get posted in the new year. So if you do like what you hear and you want to know more about the EP, there's going to be plenty to talk about when I have them on. But as the title suggests, Fauxtrot has a new EP called Lost in Translation. You can check the link in the description if you want to go do that. Go check it out. Go pick it up. Do all that stuff. But yeah, I'm really excited to get into this. The only song I believe that I had listened to was this first one, which is Retrace Embrace. So I am excited to delve into more of the EP as it comes along. So if you like this, go check it out. But let's give Retrace Embrace a re-listen because I haven't listened to it since we did the live reaction video. So go check it out. Drumming super sick. That dueling guitar part, all right. The transition is super clean. Nice ethereal section. I think I mentioned this the last time. This groove section is so tight. Nice build up. All right, guys, that was the first song of the EP. It is Retrace Embrace. So go show that some love if you haven't given it a listen right now with me. Definitely enjoyed this one a lot. As I mentioned, I did a reaction video to this one. So if I didn't seem as surprised or a little bit more emotive than I normally am, is because I've already listened to this one. And I went back and listened to it a bunch more times after this as well, to just kind of give a little bit better of a perspective on it. I enjoyed this one a lot. I think I probably enjoyed it more as I've given it more time, some more love. The drumming work on this song specifically is something that I believe I mentioned that I loved in the previous reaction video, but I think it's something I always want to care to mention because the drumming on this was so, so good. I also appreciate the different transitions between this song, which I don't know if I really noticed the first go around just because I was trying to really listen intently. And now that I've listened to it a couple more times now at this point, I think there's just a cool way that they kind of transition between different sections of the song where it still has a great flow to it, but doesn't feel like it is forced or they need to change something just because they needed to change something. I love the fact that they, again, just kind of did their own thing and just kind of had the song flow the way that it did. I really enjoyed Rob's vocals a lot. I know that in the reaction video, I was a little bit hoping for more of an expansiveness in terms of his range, and I feel like I'm probably going to get that more so in the next couple songs that we'll be listening to. But I do kind of appreciate his sort of tonality and the way that he kind of goes about his singing in this song specifically. Just because I've had time to sit on it a little bit more and kind of understand his range a little bit. I appreciate the fact that kind of like, again, that build up vocally in terms of that little like step up each time in that, I think it's the bridge, if I'm not mistaken. Really appreciate that. I keep going back and listening to that part and really enjoying that. As well as that, I think the instrumentation is really sick. Their bass player and their guitar player is really, really they made some really cool melodies. I know I referenced like Hail the Sun in the previous video, and I'd still agree with that statement. I'd also say like a Dance Gavin Dance, certainly, you know, they were influenced by a lot of swancore bands, and you can tell that there is kind of a stronger influence in that sort of realm of things. So I love that they are really not shy about who their influences are. And I think it's a little bit more apparent in the song specifically. So I really enjoyed this one a lot. It's a fun one. It's a little bit riffy. It's a little bit funky. And I think if there was one song that I think that is a good starting point for people who may have never heard of Fauxtrot, I think this is definitely a good starting point, certainly as well. So definitely one you should give a listen to if you are new to Fauxtrot. I also want to care to mention, if you hear some meowing, my cat Meatball is being a little baby. So I'm going to be petting him. So if you see my arm moving, that is what's going on. But this next song is track 2. This is Too Close. All 3 of these other songs I have not listened to yet. So these will all be fresh in the moment reaction. So let's get into Too Close and give it a listen. So if I can click it. Ooh.
Why don't you take an honest look at yourself? That face in the mirror's
okay.
While bridges are burning, the pages keep turning, but I pray that you'll be just fine. 'Cause I've been overthinking, body's got me sinking. Tell me what is happening when time is of the essence. Can't even count my blessings, fill my head with embellishments. So let's take the time.
Okay, build it in. Oh, okay. Okay, I like this.
In spite of everything, I can't keep hiding the truth. Will someone help me, please wake me from an endless dream? You're almost too close to touch, too close to touch your heart.
Ooh, okay.
But it might be enough, might be enough. So tell me, was this all for nothing? Why can't you see that we were on to something more? Open up your heart. You're
Okay.
so
Is it sick?
tearing us apart, so neglected, time invested, but our time just ran out. Endless dream, you're almost too close to touch, too close to touch your heart. But it might be enough, it might be enough. Endless dream, you're
I like the vocal layering.
too close to touch, too close to touch your heart. But it might be enough, it might be enough to save you, to save you.
Oh, I like this guitar riff.
Stained glass of the time we spent.
Okay.
The changing tides rushing in and out again. Mark this day forevermore. This line in the sand, drawing blood from our head.
Ooh. Little breakdown type beat. Okay. Oh, that like descending bass riff. All right. All right, guys, that was Too Close. I enjoyed this one a lot. This one was a little bit more, I think it was a little bit more heavier, which was interesting. Not to say that Retrace Embrace was not either, but I think there's definitely more of it definitely feels a little bit stronger in terms of the heaviness. So appreciate that a lot. I'd also say I really enjoyed the instrumentation of the song. It was definitely way like I felt like it was more in a kind of a little bit more of a major key, which was interesting. Definitely appreciate that a lot. I thought the bass playing was really sick on this song, especially in that like little breakdown piece at the end of the song. I thought that was really sick. Again, I know I mentioned like the descending riff, but it was really fun. And I kind of like that there was like this ability to kind of like pick everything out, which was really fun. So I do appreciate that a lot. I'd also say the vocal structure on this song was really fun as well too. I think Rob does a really unique way of kind of, he has a very unique tone. I think that's kind of what I noticed with Retrace Embrace, and even with this song Too Close. I feel like there is this, he has like a interesting kind of like warmth to his vocals, and I think that is further accentuated in the like vocal layering going on in this track. It really has kind of a full sound to it, which I really like. And it wasn't something that I felt like maybe picked up as much on a Retrace Embrace, but I think with this song you can definitely tell there was more vocals going on with this. So I like kind of the contrast of that, and the way that it was kind of harmonized in a way was really fun. Would love to see more of that. Hopefully we'll get that with the following two songs. But yeah, I really enjoyed that aspect of it, as well as that just it was just a fun fun track. I think it has a really cool kind of funky groove to it. I will say the pre-chorus build into that chorus was a little bit. I feel like it should have been a little bit more apparent. It does feel like it kind of like just rolls in, which I think some people can enjoy, but for me personally, I kind of like when artists have more of a deliberative approach in terms of kind of jumping from pre-chorus to chorus, or there's some sort of interesting way for them to kind of connect those two things, where I think it might be because the verses and the chorus kind of have a similar sort of vibe about them, that the pre-chorus didn't have as much of a hit. So I think that was kind of a little bit, at least in my opinion, I feel like that could have definitely been traversed a little bit better. The bridge again was very fun, so I got to give it a big shout out to that nice little like fun riff session, and I thought for sure it was going to be a fun section to see live. So definitely love that aspect of it, but I think the transition from pre-chorus to chorus could have been handled a little bit differently. I do think it is kind of a little bit too samey in that way, so I would have loved to hear a little bit more from that. So that would probably be my only kind of critique about the song specifically. And I think the only thing that I've really noticed about the two songs that we've listened to, I would appreciate some sort of like leads, or maybe like some like extra stuff. Like I think it does kind of feel a little bit dry in terms of some of the musicality of it. I think there could be definitely some leads. I think there also could be some sort of like ethereal elements going on in this song that could have maybe accentuated more of Rob's vocals, or maybe some of the instrumentation going on. I think it does leave a little bit to be desired. So I would say that that's probably the two things that if I was to kind of go about this, and again, I don't consider myself too much of a musician, but I think if I was to kind of take that and I was a producer, I think that's something that I would want to take a look at in terms of new Fauxtrot music, is that I would be curious to see where they could go musically that would make it more punchy, because I do think that there are some parts where I'm like, these are really cool parts and they're really cool segments. I just feel like there should be something else there that kind of, again, draws a little bit more attention to the vocals, or draws a little bit more attention to the instrumentation, that would have maybe driven home more of the melody, or more of the vocal parts, or more of the drumming or bass playing, guitar work, what have you. Because I think there is something there that if it was there, I think some of these songs would definitely be really good songs for like a smaller kind of local band, but I'm hoping that in the future they have a little bit more variation, because I think that's kind of the spice of what people go and listen for in terms of like local bands. I think that's kind of what I try to discern, at least when I see a lot of local artists. So to me personally, I think that's what's something I would want to change. But again, this isn't my thing. This is just my thoughts. So I feel like, people could take it as it is. But we are going to move it on to the next one, which is Follow You. So let's give this one a listen and see what's good. Ooh, acoustic song? Not what I was expecting. Oh,
We've got so much here left to explore, and I don't mind, girl. We don't have to rush, just take it slow. You go and I'll go, you go and I'll go. Where you go, I'll follow you home. You go and I'll go, you go and I'll go. Where you go, I'll follow you home. Tear apart my heart, I should've known better from the start. I think I might be falling, it's true. Shield your eyes, our love's like flashing lights, and it came as no surprise.
Ooh, I like the guitar and bass mimicking each other a little bit. Nice. Oh, okay. Ooh, all right. Yeah, there we go.
I don't know where it will lead me. I don't know where it will lead me, but I hope that I find my way. I don't know
Oh, that's nice.
me. I don't know where it will lead me, but I hope that I find my way. Find my way. Take me back to. Take me back to and feel the breeze. Take your time, girl. We've got so much here left to explore. And I don't mind, girl. We don't have to rush, just take it slow.
Ooh, a little falsetto. All right, guys, that was Follow You off of Fauxtrot's newest EP, Lost in Translation. You can check the links in the description if you'd like to go check it out, go pick it up. I also know they have like merch and stuff, so if you want to go support these boys, go do it. I think this one had some of the elements I was missing, but not in the context I was really expecting. This one is definitely more of a softer kind of acoustic song, which is fine. You know, I think it works with their vibe. I was certainly not expecting that in terms of something off their EP, but I appreciate the range. Really enjoyed the guitar and like bass intermingling going on. I think that their bass player, as well as their guitar player, are really sick. I think they do a great job of finding really great grooves to just mesh together super well. And this also had a nice little bit of electric lead guitar, which I was about. You know, like definitely more on a clean setting. It was not like a shreddy sort of thing, but I appreciated the more like ambient just melodies going on in this song, and I think it was definitely something that again I was lacking in probably the first two songs, where I feel like is more apparent in this one, which is a little bit surprising to me. I also really enjoyed Rob's vocals. I think he's got a great kind of like warm tone to his voice. I know I have said that I think twice now at this point, but I think with this song you could really tell there's a lot of like great emotion. You could tell he was definitely feeling it because some of like the riffing, some of like the ad-libby sort of stuff, especially towards the end of the song, was really great. I love the falsetto. He's kind of got like a really clean falsetto-y sort of sound, and the way that he ended it off like with a cool like little melodic run was really nice to kind of cap the song off. This had some great like back and forth energy between the guitar player and their bass player. I thought that was really sick, which I didn't really feel like I had gotten before as much, or at least as directly, and I feel like this song does a really great job of really nailing it in that way. So I do like that. And then the last thing was, it was just a really well put together song. I think that Rob's vocals kind of remind me of a midpoint between like Kurt Travis and like Johnny Craig, which is great. I think obviously not as much in terms of the rasp that JC brings, but I think he does kind of evoke that sort of like mid tone, like from both Johnny as well as Kurt, that I really love, and I really haven't been able to find a good mid tone like this. So I love the fact that that is, I would probably argue, a good strong suit of what Rob brings to the table. So love that aspect of it. But yeah, this one is more of a vibey kind of chill song. I think it fits well. I would assume so in the confines of this EP. I haven't listened to the last song yet, but it was very interesting to kind of hear this one. I feel like this may fit better on like maybe a longer EP or possibly an album. So I was very surprised that they would include a song like this, but I think it does show off a lot of their range. So I'm very appreciative that they included a song like this on the EP for sure. So we are going to get into the last track, track 4, which is Cheers to the Years. So this is the final one. So if you like Fauxtrot, go show them some love in the description. But let's get into the last song and see what it's all about. Ooh, okay. 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 That guitar work is so sick. Ooh, okay. This chorus is sick. About it. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Ooh, okay. Yeah, this section grooves. I like this. That descending riffs, they love those.
Come around, patience come to those outside of the crowd. Vapid, oversaturated mental state. We need to take distinctive measures, scalpel operate.
Interesting way to end it. All right, guys, that was track 4, the last track off of Fauxtrot's newest EP, Lost in Translation. You can check the links below if you're going to go support the boys. But this one was good. I think this one, in terms of the songwriting of the guitar work, all that sort of stuff, I think was a little bit more thought out. I also really enjoyed Rob's vocals as well. I thought they were very interesting. I think he showed off a little bit more, I would argue, in Follow You than I think Cheers to the Years. But I do think there was a really cool kind of variation going on with this one. I love that kind of bridge, breakdown kind of groove section. I thought that was really fun. I was hoping to hear a little bit more of that. I think the way they ended the song was a little odd, if you ask me. I felt like they were kind of building up to something towards the end of the song, and I could see the time starting to move along, and I was like, I don't think anything is going to happen. And I was right. So I think the way they could have ended it could have been handled a little bit better, if I'm going to be honest. I think they definitely could have had it kind of fizzle out, or I think maybe possibly just had Rob do some singing towards the end of the song and just kind of had it almost fade out in that way. I think that would have maybe been a little bit more appropriate for the overall vibe, because it did feel like the drumming's starting to build up, the guitar playing was starting to build up, the bass playing was starting to build up. So I thought for sure they were going to try to end it off on that way. So I think the payoff for that ending was a little odd, but I think overall it was still a really well put together song. I think in terms of more of a complete package, I'd probably say Follow You is the best song in terms of the way that it was kind of structurally put together. I think a lot of the melodies really hit super well. So I enjoyed that one a ton. I think Cheers to the Years is probably a very close second. I think it definitely had a lot more experimentation. They had a lot more riffs going on in this song. The energy was definitely a lot higher. I like the chorus of this song as well too. So I think there was a lot of good things going for this song specifically. But I think that from what I can tell here, and I mean, for this band, this is their first release, so I genuinely try to see where I feel like bands are going to be heading more so. And I think this is a very good, I think this is a good starting off point. I don't think it goes without saying that there are some stuff that I feel like could have been done or handled a little bit differently, but I also believe that a lot of this material was old from what I remember, or from what I remember talking to Rob about. So I feel like this has kind of been a long time in the making. So I don't want to hold a lot of the guitar work or a lot of the bass work or a lot of the drumming or even the vocals to that sort of standard, because sometimes bands have stuff in their older catalog that they just need to have to get out. And I feel like this is probably a pretty prime example of that. However, I do think that from what I can gather, they seem that they definitely understand how to put a very good song together. I think it just needs some fine tuning. And I think that they just need to feel more confident in what they're writing. I think there was some element of it being a new band, being a newer project, and I think you can tell in that. And that's no diss, because I think that a lot of bands have to start at some point to be better artists. So I don't find it to be a disconnect in any way. But I think there definitely is some rough edges. And I didn't. And the only thing that they can do is just continue to work at it and kind of keep going. I think there's a lot of good things that they could certainly work off of in this whole EP in general. But I don't think they have a bad base point. I think the way that they kind of put their ideas out there, and the way that they were able to kind of collectively put a lot of their thoughts out on this EP, I think were really good. I just think, like, in terms of the production, I think there could be definitely some more like ethereal elements. There was definitely moments in Cheers to Years and Follow You that have those moments, and I was kind of expecting a little bit more from that. I also think Rob, he's a great vocalist, so I think he just has to have that confidence to be able to put out songs that I feel like are going to be a little bit more in line with his musical abilities, and have the confidence. I mean, that's certainly something that, again, is built over time. So I can tell that there's a lot of good things going on there. I just think that maybe there has to be that sort of belief, or that extra motivation to continue to push, and make the best stuff that you could do, push yourself vocally. And I think there is definitely some moments in this EP where I feel like that has been attained. But I think it's just I was just hoping for a little bit more confidence. So I think that just comes with time, and that's just something that I might have a gripe about this EP with, but it's something that they can learn and grow from, certainly. So I would love to hear a little bit more confidence behind the vocals. And I think the instrumentation was fun. I think they definitely had some moments where they were doing some really cool stuff. Again, that bridge in Cheers to the Years was really fantastic. I think even moments in Too Close were really sick as well too. I think there was a lot of great moments, and I think they got to kind of focus in on, what makes Fauxtrot. And I think by the next release that they'll have, I think they'll have a little bit better of a thought process, a little bit better of momentum going into it, and I'm excited to see what they have going on next. I don't want this to seem like I'm just taking a shit on a local band, because I think anytime you have to put out an EP or release of some sort, I think there's a level of honesty that you have to have when listening to this type of music, right? Like I think I would love to have people tell me if I'm dog shit about interviewing bands or whatever. It just gives me an opportunity to improve myself. And I think that there's definitely, I know I can interview bands, I know I can do that, but there's always things that I think I can improve on. And I hope that they take this in a way where they can find that next thing that they can improve on, whether make cooler vocal melodies, cooler like guitar and bass melodies, cooler drum like sections, rhythms. I think there's definitely a lot of good bass points that they did a very good job of laying down. I'm just curious to see what the new stuff, the stuff that they've been working on, I imagine, is going to be sounding like, because I think this is a good appetizer to what I hope is a good stretch for Fauxtrot. So please go check them out. As I mentioned, I have an interview with them a little later on tonight, I think. Fingers crossed. But they are supposed to come on and talk about this EP. So if they watch this, I hope they aren't mad at me. That's that's all that matters. I mean, obviously, I feel like anybody could take constructive criticism, but I think it's good. I think it's a good starting off point. I think it's, to me, I think it makes me more towards looking at what they're going to be doing, and if they're able to kind of put together something that I feel like is a little bit more expansive on what they do. I understand they have one guitar player, they have one bass player, but I think there's some melodies that they can play with. I think there's a lot of space that they have in songs that they could put more like they could put something in there that would definitely benefit the track and wouldn't detract from what they do well. So I'd be curious to see what they're going to be coming up with. If you like Fauxtrot, you can check the links in the description. Go check them out. Go show them some love. If you enjoyed this reaction video / review, definitely hit that subscribe button. I got plenty of more stuff to come before this year's over with. December is always busy for me, so please come through. Would love to see you in an upcoming video. And again, thanks to Fauxtrot for allowing me to do this. Rob and I had met at a local show not too long ago, and I know he watches some of this stuff as well too. So it was really cool to meet someone that cares about what I do, and I hope that I'm able to share Fauxtrot with some new people as well too. So please go check them out, go show them some love. I know I was a little critical, but I feel like that is in the sake of honesty, and this in the sake of that I hope that they continue to push and do better as artists. So very excited to see what they have coming next, and huge thanks to Fauxtrot for again giving me the shout, allowing me to do this, and hope to catch you guys in the next video. I don't know if it'll be a live video, but I know we do have some stuff in the works, so keep your eyes peeled, and